Please join me for Ask the Good Doctor, live today and every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon Central Standard Time, and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bring your questions.
Good afternoon. What do you know? It's Wellness Wednesday. I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, and welcome to Ask the Good Doctor. I am here to help you attain, maintain, and reclaim your perfect health. Grab your Good Doctor notebook and join me on Twitter at Ask the Good Doc, on Instagram and Facebook at Ask the Good Doctor. Like, comment, and subscribe, but most of all, share this vitally life-saving information. Well, it is May and it is Mental Health Awareness Month. I'd like to welcome today one of my very dear friends who's been my friend since 7th grade, and she is here to discuss the Girlfriends Network as a response to what she has seen regarding women's poor mental health status. So welcome, Apostle Darlyn Turner. Welcome, darling.
Welcome, welcome. Pleasure to be here.
So happy to see you, girl. I am so happy that we had a chat last week about your new initiative and how it is answering the call for something that is really needed today, especially for women. Talk to us about how the Girlfriends Network came to be.
Well, the Girlfriends Network came to be because I have a host, well, not a host, but I have a really good selection of friends. And of course, you know, you're one of them. But I've come to discover that there are a lot of women that don't have long-time friendships or don't have a safe place. That there are a lot of women who actually say they don't have women friends or they don't get along with women. And I know, and I'm sure you would agree, that girlfriends have a lot to do with having good mental health. Yeah. I mean, listen, girlfriends you have probably kept me from knocking somebody out, okay?
For sure.
And so many women, I think about how Oprah says that because of Gail, she didn't need therapy. And I don't know if you saw recently, Michelle Obama talked about the 12 girlfriends that she's had since childhood. And I don't know if women understand that having women friends really helps you to do so many things. And even the Bible says, let the older women teach the younger women how to live life, how to love their husbands. So all of that, and because I have some friends in particular, there's so many people said, man, I wish I had friends like that. And I said, you know what? Let's try to bring together a community and show women how to be friends, to destroy, the narrative that women can't be friends, that we're going to be jealous of each other and all of that, because that has never been the case.
Never.
Among me and my friends.
Never.
You know that.
That's
We're
right.
always about helping each other and lifting each other up. And so that's what this community is about. That's why it was started, in order for women to see and to have the community they need. And so many feel alone. They don't have a safe place. And so it was to formulate that place for women.
I want to go to what you said about being alone. As women have, and just individuals, period, not just women, but particularly women have found themselves lonely.
Yeah.
And for the very reasons that you said, they can't find their tribe.
Right.
They don't feel comfortable inserting themselves in certain places, and they feel like outsiders. I have a friend who has moved from New York to Atlanta and who felt very alone and has been there 10 years. And so I'm thinking, okay, let's get some friendships going here. Some of our very good friends live there and I've connected her. But the issue is that she's not alone. And it brings up the issue of loneliness and what that really means down to the spirit man, and how to combat it and how to overcome it. That is the greatest challenge. Your Girlfriends Network sounds right on time. And then a lot of women are also finding themselves alone and feeling lonely,
Yeah.
as a result of grief.
Absolutely. Because as you know, I'm a widow, and I also started the National Widows Association specifically for widows to come together in community to talk about the things that, only widows understand. Of course, you've been a widow yourself.
That's right.
So you understand the dynamics of that. And so absolutely, it's one thing. It is a difference between being alone and being lonely.
Yes.
And, and being alone is not necessarily a bad thing, but being lonely is another thing.
Yes.
But there are some things that we only get through purpose and through community. That's the thing that everybody has to understand. That's the way God made us. That's the way the kingdom works. And so that's what this is about. But what I have found is if people are lonely, that means they're under purpose. See, people who, and because I'm a coach, the Girlfriends Network gets the advantage of all of that, plus all of my vast of girlfriends like yourself who has so much wisdom, knowledge about everything and every kind of subject matter. So they get the benefit of being able to be coached through those things like relationship, like health and wellness. Because you're coming on too, that.
Of course.
I'm just telling you. Okay, so all of that, and so we deal with that because the core of loneliness, LaJoyce, is lack of identity and purpose. So that's really something that I'm really specialized in, helping people to find their purpose in life. Do you know that there are women like you and I, our age, and we don't have to say what it is, but I don't mind saying what it is.
All right.
But there are women our age. As a matter of fact, I met a woman, 64 years old, that's part of my group now. And she said she just hadn't found her purpose at 64.
Right.
And so we're talking through those things. I'm giving them tools. Again, we're doing the things that girlfriends do. Girlfriends help girlfriends find their purpose, find their identity, feel loved, feel accepted, know they're worth it, not settle. That's what this is about.
Interesting you say that, because girlfriends are really the soft landing place.
Yeah.
And I think
should be. If you have the right one.
That's right. If we fall into the trap of, I don't have a good girlfriend, or I can't be friends with other women down, all of those kinds of things, I think that is a trapping. And it is actually it's a societal norm in a negative sense. And because it does exist, what I like to say is change partners. And change your tribe, change your circumstance, but don't just sit in it. And I want to take a moment to say to Darlyn publicly how she has been a part of my tribe, an inner core of my 12 since 7th grade, for real. And that when I became a widow, when I lost my mother, when I lost my father, this one was right here. When she lost her husband, when she lost her mother, when she lost her father, I was right there. That we spent all of the time in each other's houses. That this was fundamentally, we're talking during our formative years, and that iron has sharpened iron because we had the same kind of parents.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to Darlyn's house. Oh, okay. Nothing negative was going to happen. Right. Up in Reverend Turner's house, Reverend Hobson's house. Yeah. Nothing is going to happen. And so I can say that has helped to shape me. And honestly, I am stunned when people say they don't know where anyone is from their childhood.
Wow. Yeah, that's something, isn't it?
Isn't that something? My own cousin in New York City, she says she has one friend that grew up on her floor in her building that she's still friends with, but she doesn't know where anyone from her high school class is. And I think of our text chain in our class, Darlyn. That's all foolishness most of the time. But
Absolutely.
Happy for it, but I shudder and I get a cold chill almost whenever time she says, almost bragging, I don't know what anybody in my high school class is. I'm not friends with anybody. I don't understand. Say, what do you think?
That has to do with mindset, it has to do with family background, has to do with how their family was raised. Because, there are a lot of families that really didn't have a lot of connection or a lot of affection or a lot of communication. So again, what a lot of the things, our beliefs and our values, and we talk about stuff like this so we can unpack this in our girlfriends network. But, we were many times the values and belief systems that we have, we didn't even ask for them. They were passed on to us because if our family was like that, if that's just the way we were, if we had a family that didn't speak in the morning, that we just looked at each other in the face and kept on going, and it wasn't a thing and that's what everybody did, then it's normal to us, right? Yes. There's nothing wrong with us. So our norms have been formed by the environment that we've been in. So I can see how that happens because depending on, the environment they brought up with, and if their families didn't speak, and if, siblings and aunts and uncles didn't speak, didn't visit each other, all that, if that wasn't their culture and their family, then that's what they grow up with, and that's okay with them. And it's, and for some people that means, okay, that just means I've outgrown everybody, but they don't understand that could mean that you lack relationship skills.
And at some point, we have to break the cycle.
Yeah.
The chain has to be broken.
But you got to recognize, that's the thing. Most people like that don't even recognize that's a problem. No. They don't think it's a problem.
They do not. Hence, then anytime a little wind tosses in and tosses out, they're curled up like a puppy. That is the barometer to affect some change in your life, to do something and become a part of something like a girlfriend's network. And in order to be a good friend for years and years and years, and I don't mind saying it, we can tell our age because, okay?
Oh, yeah, you can tell our age.
60. We are 60.
Getting 60 with it. Get the song on iTunes. Shameless plug. I really did write a song.
Okay, get 60 with it. We are 60. That we are talking from, how old are we in 7th grade? 13?
Yeah.
13 years old and to 60. In order to have a friend for that long, you have to show yourself friendly.
Absolutely. That is exactly what I was going to say. That if you find yourself sitting around and every time, something's going on, whether it's a holiday or whatever, it's your birthday or whatever it is, and you feeling alone, it's nobody there, you got to ask yourself, who have I served? Have I shown myself friendly? You really got to ask yourself those tough questions because a lot of us want people around us and we want to be, loved and accepted. But have you loved and accepted people? Have you gone out of your way?
That's the question.
To keep a relationship. And even with you and I, back in the day, we had our time. We had a little fallout back in the day. You remember that?
I do. I remember his name too, but go ahead.
Well, it wasn't really about him. It was about how things were handled. But I'm saying it to say that when you value people, though, eventually we had to value each other.
That's right.
And the relationship enough to have the courageous conversations that we had to have. And so we had those conversations. People say, and I agree totally with it, the saying is that men and husbands come and go, but girlfriends are forever.
Girlfriends are forever.
Listen, and so me and you represent that because we both have had a couple.
That's right.
We've had a couple of husbands.
That's right. I am just tickled over this answer to a mental health issue that can be rectified by joining within a group that is positive, first of all. And will be nourishing mind, body, and spirit. And it's spearheaded by my friend. It's spearheaded by my longtime dearest friend. And so I am grateful to be able to present this because I'm always talking about solid solutions. And I think this is a solid solution. And it's a place to start. It's a place to begin. Tell people how they can become a member.
you can go to darlynturner.com, and there you will get all the information on how you can join our girlfriend circle. And I just want to say this, because besides going from feeling alone and by yourself, and there's no women that'll support you, or living an unauthentic life and knowing that it's something greater for you, listen, you're going to go from that to being fulfilled, knowing who you are, being confident and supported in this circle. And so, LaJoyce, I think that now, just like everything else, how we get friends, how things transpire, they're just different. And now it's a way to do this by technology. And so it's a phenomenal thing. Yeah. And so I just want to invite you, girlfriends, listen, your girlfriends are waiting. Go to darlynturner.com.
Oh my gosh. And this girlfriend of ours right here, Darlyn, she was the first one in our circle who was technology down. She was talking to us about computers. We're like, girl, what you talking about? Go ahead over there. She was the first one. Every gadget, every this, she bring us up to speed. She's still bringing me up to speed. Thank you, sweetheart.
And that's what I do in the Girlfriends Network. And trust me, most of these ladies are not up to speed on what's going on in the world. So, we let each other know, and I make sure that they know what's going on in technology, in love, and in all kinds of subject matters, plus bringing people like you, experts in all kinds of areas, the stuff you only tell your girlfriend.
The stuff you only tell your girlfriends. All right, I'm running to join. I thank you so much. Thank all of you for joining us today. That's all the time we have. I want to thank my team, DJ Indy, announcer, IW, supervising producer, Chris Green, technical producer. And I want to say, I am happy that you were here with us today. Let's get our mental health together. But remember to let your eyes shine, cut back on the wine, get good food fast, and go easy on the greasy. Until next time, I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, here to help you attain and maintain your perfect health. Let's do it again next week, okay? God bless you.